Ready? We're back with Inside with Outsiders, and today's guest, I have to make sure I roll my R's because she told me I have to roll my R. Isabel Guerrero. Welcome. Gracias. By the way, this is going to be in English and Spanish, I have a feeling. Good thing we got Chris, who's half Puerto Rican.
There we go.
So, Isabel, you are from Venezuela.
Correct, from Venezuela.
Yes, and what's interesting is like I was your character, a lot of energy, you're live, but I wanted to hear more about your story about Venezuela. You came here as a political refugee, right?
Correct. Yes. Politic asylum. Is the name of the immigration process that you have to fill
and
out.
To me, that's really interesting. Like, I want to know the whole process of what it was like growing up there. Obviously, if you want to share, learn more about your life, more than just a political refugee. Yeah, so tell us, where exactly are you from in Venezuela?
Well, I'm from a little town called Mérida. I usually don't explain that too much because, I mean, not everybody knows all the states of Venezuela, mostly just Caracas. But I'm going to give you the full disclosure.
Please.
I'm from a little town called Mérida, but I didn't live there for too long. I was there until I had 2 years old. Yeah. And then we moved to another state called Lara, Barquisimeto, which is where I grew up. And when people usually ask me, I usually say I'm from Barquisimeto. I also live like 2 years in Caracas, which is the capital of my country, and from when I went to college.
Okay. What was the place you're from like? Is it a small town? Is it
it's a small
city?
Town. It's a little chilly, which is funny because I used to joke about it. Telling my friends and my boyfriend about that little town because it's chilly, so it's freezing out there.
What do you mean? How's it freezing?
And then the temperature is like 20, probably, I don't know, 28, 27.
Celsius? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that's hot. That's like 85,
that's Celsius,
86 degrees?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's not really freezing or chilling. I mean.
So why did you say it was chilly?
Because the little town was close to the mountain. And the weather was a little bit more chilly. Plus, in general knowledge, Venezuela is the Caribbean, right? So the climate, the weather there is, it's very warm there.
Right.
We don't have seasons. We only have like too hot.
Right. I mean, like
too hot or too hot to handle.
Like.
That's it. I mean, and rainy season.
Are you describing Venezuela or you?
Both.
Okay. So. What was it like growing up there? I mean, I know you don't have any other point of reference, so that's where you know. But how would you describe your growing up, and did it change at all as you got older, which led to you leaving, or was it always the same and you just wanted to leave?
Growing up in Venezuela was amazing because, well, the people, the views, and I don't know, the vibe in general, it was pretty awesome there. But as I grew older, I realized all the political and social changes and problems that still are in my country right now. And the moment that I decided to went to college, it was when I was like in a hurry to get out of there. And in fact, the college degree that I got is in business administration, by the way. It's supposed to It's supposed to take me 5 years, but I actually did it in 4. Nice. Because getting extra credit and just don't going on vacation and stuff like that was pretty tough. I feel that back in Venezuela, my best time of being naughty and hanging out with my friends and drinking and going to the beach and stuff like that was in high school.
Okay.
That was totally high school. In fact, my oldest friends are from high school.
Now, you mentioned the political situations in Venezuela. Can you elaborate on what you know based on the political conditions there and also what you experienced? Like, did you see anything firsthand that you thought, well, let's
absolutely
give us some examples.
Well, things like not having water for like weeks.
Weeks of no water?
Weeks, no
so
water.
How would you go about
You have to buy the trucks of water, like a very expensive price. Things like no gas. Things like struggling to find food and stuff like that. Basically, the life quality of life was pretty low back then.
And was it because of some sort of sanctions or because the government wanted to?
Well, there is no production in Venezuela, right? Everything is pretty much imported or like, I feel that I'm not an expert, obviously. I'm not a political expert, but since my experience, it was pretty tough living in there. In fact, when I just stepped a foot in the United States, I feel that I learned very quickly how to appreciate the basic things. Like, shower with the water falling into you like that instead of with a little container.
Yeah.
Those stuff were very, very tough.
Can you give an example? I mean, that's hard living. That's struggling, right? Can you give an example of like when it was the worst for you? And would you mind telling us?
No, I don't mind. You can ask around.
Okay.
It's fine. I'm an open book.
Good.
It was hard when I went back to the house that I grew up because I was
from Caracas.
From Caracas, yes. After I graduated, so let me circle back. After I live in Caracas, and then I got an internship after I graduated. So I moved from the place that I was living, which it was inside the university, inside my college, because of scholarship that I had. Then I moved to Caracas, very close to the place that I got my internship, and I lived there from like probably a year and a half, almost 2 years. And back in that time, the protest was pretty bad. Mm-hmm. They were pretty bad. And when I was working in a maritime company, by the way, it was like a supply chain, mostly exporting petroleum.
Okay. That's their biggest export, right? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only. It's like a mono. The main source of economy is like petroleum back there. But when I live in Caracas for a long time, I find out that the money was every time less and less, like the things that I can buy with it. So I had to make a decision. I have to either.
What do you mean by that? Well, prices were increasing, and
because the salary that I was getting was barely covering the rent at the beginning, and then as time went by, was barely covering what I ate. And then as time went by, it was like negative.
Why is that? Was things changing?
Because the inflation in Venezuela is crazy high.
Okay.
Like if you Google it right now, it would probably be like 1,000 something higher.
Yeah.
It was pretty hard.
So when you realized that, how long did it take for you? Because you were living in Caracas at the time, right?
Yeah, I live in Caracas.
So what was the determining factor? When were you like, I gotta go?
I was getting my salary from that maritime company, but I was getting like a bonus under the table because the thing is that companies that subsist back the period of time that I was there, they pay you an official salary or used to pay you an official salary, but also give you like a bonus. In that way you can stay in the company because they will know that if they pay you what by law is the salary, you will just not stay because it's not enough.
Right.
I was getting that bonus in dollars. So that was big deal. That was big deal back in 2000, probably 17,
and it's
18.
because is it communist culture?
Yeah. Plus it's a dictatorship, right? And they are very close to like a narco communism. I don't know.
Really?
Again, I'm not an expert in politics, and I hate politics, to be honest. I just know that growing up in Venezuela, it was difficult because the struggle of the day-to-day living and the stuff that you have to do just to pretty much survive.
Yeah. So what was that moment that you were like, I gotta go? What was that?
I was pretty excited because I was saving money, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna just get my airplane ticket and get out of here by my own. I don't have to get money from somebody else or, hey, can you help me please to leave that country, and then I pay you, or I work in a restaurant or whatever and then I pay you. I was about to leave my country from my own.
Right. Doing,
Exactly. And then something happened. I got scammed with airplane tickets and never get to leave the country in the way that I was planning to. And
can you want to tell us about that story or no? There's not much
It
to
was. It was pretty simple. It was a friend, in so much quotes, friend,
Yeah.
that told me, yeah, I can get you the airplane ticket. So I give him pretty much all my savings for that, and I just got scammed.
Wow.
It was pretty hard. So for me, it was okay. Pretty much reset my financial situation there, and then it meant go back home to sleep in my individual Minnie Mouse bedroom again with my mom and helping her with stuff like getting water or like do a line the night before to put gas in the car and stuff like that.
Wow, that's insane. It's hard to believe, hard to understand, given that we have everything at our fingertips here.
I know.
So you couldn't do it the way you wanted to do it. You go back to your mom's. How long were you there?
I help out my mom for help out now. We pretty much support each other surviving. And my brother was living in Atlanta, in Georgia, because he moved 1 year before me, like 2018.
Yeah.
He moved here to the United States.
How did he move here?
Because he's a Marine. A Marine.
He works.
I mean, the thing is that in Venezuela, you can work from a maritime company, but it's not related with like a military.
Right.
Like here, it's like two separate things.
He's like a longshoreman, like a ship guy, dock worker.
Like a ship guy, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So he used to get like these contracts for I don't know, 6 months, 1 year, 1.5 years, and he will be like on board all of that time. And he will save money and then go back and then,
So he was here. He was in Atlanta for work.
He was what?
He was in the United States for work, or he ended up coming for work and
he
stayed?
decided to came here with the same circumstance than me. Like either I keep working and survive, or I just take these savings and start over and start from scratch in Georgia. And that's why I leave the country the same way that every immigrant leaves the country, which is a family member helps you out with the airplane tickets and stuff like that and start over, and you literally have to start from scratch pretty much.
It's commendable. I mean, that's hard. I can't imagine having to do that. My dad had to do that, but he had the help of my mom's parents when they left Iran. It was a little different. It wasn't like they came here with knowing nobody. They had
literally nobody was here. Like that's the thing. That's the thing. Nobody is here waiting for you or helping you out. You got to figure it out.
You said your mom is also here. Did she leave? You and her leave together?
No. The first one to leave in the family was my brother.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was me. He helped me, and then we both helped my mom. And we kind of trick her, like let's come to visit and see what happened, blah 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 blah. And then she stayed.
Really? So you guys?
Because we kind of explained to her multiple times. She was on the fence, like, should I go back? Should I stay? But if I go back, I don't know if I'm gonna see you guys again. That's literally how it is. If she would have been in Venezuela, back in Venezuela, there is no guarantee that we will see her.
Right.
I was telling you earlier that I can pretty much not leave the country because my immigration status.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's anyone who's looking for a green card in any way. Hey, she's not being too loud with her hands, is she?
No, she's fine.
Oh, we got the new mic stands. That's right. Yeah, so you end up tricking your mom and having her stay. Obviously,
they're not tricking my mom. Yeah, I mean,
why did your brother choose Atlanta?
He had a friend that was waiting for him.
There's a big Spanish-speaking population down in Augusta, outside Atlanta, down in Georgia.
Really?
Yeah,
a lot. Yeah, he had a friend that was like, "Look, I can hook you up with a job in a dealership or whatever, and there is a 2-bedroom, so I can rent you out the other bedroom." That was like.
So you went and stayed with him when he got here?
Yes, I stayed. Oh, that was that wasn't fun.
Why?
I mean, it was fun at the beginning, but I don't know. I'm not best friend with my brother. We don't have a bad relationship. Let's be honest. We don't have a bad relationship. We are there from each other, but I feel that while more apart, we are more closer.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I
you
hear
know
what you're saying.
Like, I don't know, especially because I came from living by myself in an apartment. You know, I was kind of independent in Caracas.
Yeah.
So living with somebody is not an easy thing to do.
No, yeah, it's hard going back and relying on somebody to get stuff done.
Or even having like losing that full-on privacy.
No, exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
We were sharing room with another lady and her son, and she had a bathroom in that apartment, like 2 bedrooms, and we used to share the bathroom that was outside, my brother and I, and we used to sleep in the same room, like 2 separate beds obviously, but it was not nice, not nice. A lot of snore, a lot of farts.
Farts and snoring. That's what brothers do, right? Your mom also stayed there too, right? It was the 3 of you?
No, she didn't stay there because by the time that we brought her here, my brother was already living alone.
So wait, your mom, how long after you showed up did your mom show up?
Like 1 year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, probably 1 year.
And there wasn't...
And her visa was about to expire. So it was a...
she had a U.S. visa?
Yeah.
Like
a tourist U.S. visa. I hope I don't get in any trouble because of all of this stuff.
No, I mean, I think given your political asylum status, it's all stuff they already know, right?
Exactly.
So I hope so. If there's anything, we'll double check.
Yeah,
you want to double check?
And if there's anything that you want to have blocked out, I can take it out. That's not a problem.
Yeah, we won't want
the fact that I mean, you come here with a tourist visa, but you're not really.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
a lot of people do that.
Yeah, especially in New York, it's like a main thing to do.
Well, especially when you're seeking political asylum, there's no way for you to leave without a tourist visa, right? You have to show up with a tourist visa.
Or
Exactly how
student visa.
Student visa. The other way, besides tourist visa, is being a student or getting a talent visa.
Yeah.
Or marriage. That's another.
True.
But yeah.
Okay. So your mom showed up a year later, and you were living alone by then.
I was living with my boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, I met my boyfriend in Atlanta.
What's his? Is he Venezuelan?
No,
What
he's
is
not
he?
Venezuelan. He's from here. He's from New York.
Does he speak Spanish?
You know, he understands. Like, if I'm on the phone with my mom, he will ask me, like, oh, so your mom, blah, 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 blah. You know, I was like, oh, you understand freaking everything.
What's his background?
I think he has Ireland and Italian grandparents.
Okay.
Like, no. For one side and the other side.
And you met him in Atlanta?
I met him in Atlanta, yeah.
So how did you guys end up in New York?
Because that was my plan the whole time.
Wow. You heard it from her, buddy. What's his name?
That was my name, Bobby.
Robert. She just exposed the truth.
You know this movie Inception?
Yeah.
That you plan an idea and then you slowly go.
This is not helping. Seriously, Robert might have some things to ask her.
No, he knows. He knows. One of the first conversation, it was like, look, my dream was always live in New York. In fact, I almost when I get scammed before, my vision was I'm gonna get an apartment in Hoboken because it's cheaper in New York. I don't know. That was like the.
How'd you know all of this from Venezuela?
Google.
Okay, yeah.
We have internet there, Jeremy.
Hey, you know what? It's not a far-fetched question because a lot of Cuba doesn't have internet like that.
It's true.
So Iran doesn't really have internet like that.
It's true.
But it's funny she says Hoboken. Most people think New York like, oh, I'm going to live in Brooklyn or I'm going to live in Queens. Maybe She says, I'm going to live in Hoboken in Jersey.
I don't know. It's because it was cheaper when I was Googling. That was like the cheaper option, I guess.
I mean, I don't know about Hoboken.
Yeah, I don't know about maybe downtown Jersey City back then. But
Yeah. Exactly.
That was the plan. That was the plan the whole time.
So, yeah. So you finally tricked him. I mean, convinced him.
I didn't trick him. I didn't trick him. I was pretty
But let me ask you this.
clear.
Your brother is in Atlanta. Your mom is in Atlanta. Was it easy for you to move to New York? And what were they saying? I mean, does your mom have a support system in Atlanta?
She's working in a dentist. My mom is a dentist.
Okay.
Yeah, she has like so many like degrees and studies and courses and post-grad.
Like a lot of the immigrants.
She's very knowledgeable in her area, to be honest. But when she arrived here, all of those studies that she had, it was like, you know nobody here.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy. Like there's stories of like these cab drivers who have like engineering degrees or doctor's degrees, but because they didn't do them here, they're not allowed to practice, and it's kind of weird. You know, I'm assuming like they could probably, some of them might be better at those jobs than folks here, but
I know. I once worked in a restaurant, in a Mexican restaurant, that the lady, one woman at the kitchen used to be like a general manager of a very important bank in Caracas.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
and she was like washing the dishes.
And all that shows how. I mean, that shows how invested they are for a better life, right? That's how. Maybe we should say how unhappy they are in wherever they're coming from, right? To be willing to take, a pay cut, or like even like a stature cut in regards to like if you're running a bank, right? Prestigious job, right? It's a well-regarded job to be doing dishwashing. You know, if you're willing to make that kind of sacrifice because
it makes you humble.
Oh, absolutely. But it also shows the dedication they are to having the life, freedom, or whatever you want to call it. You know, I commend these people for following. Some people might get so stuck in earning whatever they're making, or even having the prestige of having a better job in a place where they're unhappy, as opposed to going somewhere where they might be happier and have a job that's maybe not regarded as important, which that's not my view. Obviously, every job is important. But yeah. So when you moved to New York and you fulfilled your dream, how did you feel?
The American dream. Huh?
Exactly. I mean, it's so
scam. It's a scam.
It's a scam.
Well, I mean, all right. So there's a comedian, George Carlin. I'm sure you know who he is, right?
Of course I know.
A comedian what?
There's a comedian. His name is George Carlin. He passed away, but he said the American dream, you have to be asleep to believe it.
Oh my God.
I mean,
I don't know. I mean, the information that we get,
it's all within perspective, right?
No, yeah,
it's all within perspective.
Yeah.
So if you're coming from a place where there's no upward mobility, and for example, the inflation makes it unsustainable to live, America's great.
No,
right?
as long as if you're gonna come in and you're gonna sit there and you're gonna hustle and work and you can do your thing.
Hustle.
I mean, no, you can make it as long as you're gonna be. If your goal is to come, listen, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna kill it. That's it.
And then you end up a workaholic.
Yeah, pretty much.
And wait for your happiness at 60 when you retire.
So let's go back to what did you do in Atlanta and what do you do now? Like, how did you find your place in society and contributing to that?
When I arrived in Atlanta, while I was waiting for my documentation, the Social Security and the work permit and stuff, which it took me like 1 year, probably a little bit less. I was working in a Mexican restaurant. I work in a T-Mobile, Metro Pieces something, Metro Pieces shit.
Yeah, sure. Yes.
I don't know if I can say bad word. I can say bad word, right? You too.
You can say whatever you want.
Okay, Metro Piece of shit.
Okay. What's the piece of shit?
Metro Piece of shit.
Metro piece of shit. Wow, okay. Never heard that slogan.
I work there. I work in a restaurant. What else I work? I work cleaning parking spot.
Cleaning parking spots.
Cleaning parking spot. Hear me out. Imagine me with this this beautiful face, with a huge hose, washing. I mean, I have fun. The first day I have
First
fun.
off, I can see you having a blast, and like if you're working with anybody, they'd be soaked.
I mean, this guy that was working with me, I did that once. But yeah, I was washing parking spot. That was a weird job. But strangely, I did have fun.
What was the hardest experience you had having moved here?
How do you say incertidumbre in English?
Say it in Spanish.
Incertidumbre.
Uncertainty?
Uncertainty.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. The uncertainty.
Yeah.
Of the uncertainty of when I'm gonna be able to leave the country, because that's a stupid rule.
When are you gonna be able to leave the U.S.? You're saying?
Yeah, you to piece it. I don't want to start over again in another country, man. But
yeah.
But it's the uncertainty of when I'm gonna be able to like go on vacation, for example, in Cancun or something, or visit Venezuela. Imagine.
Would you want to go back there? Was there a chance?
I mean, if there is a chance that things get better.
No, I mean, like if you were to go visit with a U.S. passport, would they give you trouble about going back there?
It's difficult to tell.
Right.
Actually, I don't know,
Well,
because the things that probably I knew about Venezuela in 2019 changed probably 2 months.
Yeah.
Things changed there so fast.
Well, let me ask you this then: what would be the first place you visit once you leave the country?
But can I go? Is it Venezuela included in those countries?
Yeah, of course.
Los Roques. I will go to Venezuela.
You go back to Venezuela.
To
you
visit.
can go anywhere in the planet and you go back to Venezuela.
I mean, there are still a lot of things that...
I'm not saying it's terrible. No. Don't get me wrong. I'm asking because...
Venezuela is a beautiful country.
I've heard.
But I mean, if I have to like pick a... Let's say if I have like no limitations...
But your first answer would be to go back home and visit home. You have family there. That's your first place.
I do have family there.
Okay, so that would be your first place. Okay. That's the answer I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, okay. So, okay. Do you feel stuck here, like in prisons? Obviously not in prison, but like because you can't leave, do you feel a certain way? I mean, maybe not day to day, but when you think about it.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still travel throughout the United States, though, right?
Yeah.
She came with Zion, actually.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's not leaving the country, but you can still travel.
Absolutely. I have been, I mean, as much as I can, I have been going out to the different states and stuff like that. But it's a lot cheaper to travel, for example, to, I don't know, Mexico or something like that, like another countries. Because I feel that doing tourism here is very expensive.
It can be.
It can be expensive, yeah.
Okay, now what was your happiest moment when you arrived here? Or since you've arrived here?
Wait, you talking about in Atlanta or in New York?
In Atlanta or New York, I have two happiest moments.
Oh, so you have two happy. Let's hear both, but and it could be anything. It doesn't. I'm assuming something culturally, but go ahead.
Okay, the happiest moment when, like, probably the first couple of days when I arrived to Atlanta, it was showering. I remember showering like with nice and warm shower instead of with a bucket.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was pretty, I play music and everything. It was like showering for hours.
It's funny. It's a simple things.
No, it's a simple things that make
It's a
people really
simple
happy.
thing,
though.
yeah.
I mean, even like, once in a while when, like, let's say your hot water heater goes in that first hot shower you take,
Oof.
man, that's something special.
I make it a whole ritual. I make a whole ritual. I have like this little ball of lights that I turn it off the lights of the bathroom, put this disco ball of light and play some reggaeton or merengue.
In the shower, I think something relaxing. She plays reggaeton.
Reggaeton, merengue, salsa. Sabroso. Divino.
Amazing. Okay, so that's your experience in Atlanta. When you came to New York, you obviously had been in the U.S. for a year or two by then?
Yeah, I came here during COVID. Like, it was 2020, the end of 2020.
You came to New York
That's a great time to come here.
I was so eager I want to do all the touristy stuff. I want to go to Times Square. I want to go to all the places that you're supposed to visit here. And my boyfriend was like, all the touristy stuff. Because he's like...
It's all closed, yeah.
Yeah, but everything was closed. Everything...
But he's from New York too, right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't want to do any of that.
No, of course not. But hear me out. I was like, I don't understand why you don't have this like excitement for like go to places and share that with me. But then when my mom visited, she wanted to do all those things again, and I was like, "Ay, mom, so fucking embarrassed." My mom, I want to take a picture with this police guy because he's so handsome. And I was like, "No, mom, don't do that." So embarrassing. And then my boyfriend was looking at me like,
Yeah. So what was your happiest moment in New York?
The happiest moment in New York, let's see. Probably when I moved with my boyfriend.
Oh, when you moved, when you came to New York, you didn't live with him right away?
That's cute.
You didn't live with him right away when you moved to New York?
No, I mean, we lived together in Atlanta. But then the house that we are currently living was way more nicer, and we have a patio.
Oh, when you moved in with him, okay, nice.
Oh, so you went from living in an apartment to living now you're in a home.
Exactly, yeah. And so for the same price, by the way, for the same price that we were living in a one bedroom.
Wait, where are you living?
I was living in Sandy Spring.
In Atlanta, and now you live in Forest Hills.
Now I live in Forest Hills.
Really? In Forest Hills?
Wait, hold on. But that deal is because we know like the people that live there.
Okay.
I was gonna say I lived in Forest Hills back in like 2008. It wasn't that cheap back then.
Forest Hills is fucking expensive, man.
It is expensive, but it's really nice out there.
The houses are amazing, though.
Yeah,
and so walkable. I love it.
I love your answer. Your answer about what was your happiest moment in Atlanta. That's so like so genuine and authentic and like a feel good story. That's nice. I appreciate that.
It was the way that I described was exactly how what happened. I did shower for like 2 hours.
You know, and it's funny because
with music.
There's a documentary on the former Yugoslavia basketball players that left during the war and played in the NBA. Divac, Petrovic, all these guys.
Were they running from
war?
Oh,
they weren't running from war. They left war, right? But there was also Soviet. Maybe this was even before that. It was when it was still part of the Soviet Union. So they had no resources. So like they'd go to the supermarket, kind of what you were explaining, and there'd be no food. So one of them described, I forgot who it was, but he's in LA, and the first thing he does, he goes to the supermarket and he just hangs out in the supermarket for hours looking at the fruit and the food, and like this is
the
amazing.
Options.
Yeah.
All the options.
Exactly.
I will stare into the bottle like, look at all of these brands.
Yeah.
So many brands.
Yeah.
I want to shower with all of that water. And I don't know. It's so good. It feels so good. Having options is like it was a luxury back there. It is a luxury.
It's luxury
for some
sure.
countries.
But I'm saying coming from a place where the options for everything is limited, what's your perception of American culture? Do you feel like Americans just are oblivious to the luxuries they have? Like, tell me from your perspective what you see.
Sometimes I feel that people that have been living here for so long or like born here or whatever, they probably don't appreciate everything that they have. It's a common thing it's a known thing. Like you don't really appreciate until you don't have it. But if you're born not having it, when you have, it's like the best.
Right.
It's the best. But I feel that my perspectives changed since I came here to the country because, every country, every situation it's going to be always pro and cons. So it's not a perfect country. It's not a perfect society. Politically speaking, what is happening here is a little crazy.
Yeah.
Scares me a little bit because I'm familiar with so many stuff that sometimes I read in the news and I'm like, oh, but I run away from that. I want to hear about that.
Yeah, I hear you. I was going to ask you what's the negative thing, but I don't want you to answering that on tapes. You're still waiting for your green card. So we'll skip that question.
Okay.
So
Let's play the game.
I have a few more. Oh, you want to play the game? Okay, so wait. Let's explain this. So heading over here, Isabel is a character. You could tell, lots of personality, very happy. And she's like, by the way, I brought a game for us to play on the podcast. She obviously hasn't watched any of our podcasts yet, so she knows nothing about this.
I watched a couple of, but I mean, you gotta be. I didn't want to copy the same structure.
No, I hear you.
Because it's my story.
But when you said it, I'm like, wait, and I was like, you know what? Let's try this something new, and it might show more of your personality. So, there we go. I'm a Chris involved in this one. So we're gonna play 2 truths and 1 lie.
Correct. Yes, I'm gonna give you.
How many questions are we doing?
6.
Okay.
So if you spot the 6
live. It's the first time somebody's asking me questions on this show. Let's go.
Wait,
no. Hold on. The question. I'm gonna give you sentences. I'm not gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna give you 3 sentences, 3 facts about me that you are.
Oh, you gotta figure out if she's telling you the truth or lie.
Exactly. Okay.
Exactly. Plus, I already give you a little bit of background of my life. Okay. So you're.
Let's find out about.
She's really not from Venezuela.
I know, right?
All right. So the first one, I have twins brothers. Second one, I once brushed my teeth with rum, and I ran 10K.
You don't have twin brothers.
Nope.
So, am I right?
No, I mean you're wrong. I do have twin brothers.
You said you have one brother.
Hold on, but I mean, they're half.
Now we're finding out she's lying on the podcast.
Hold on, time out. I'm gonna explain it to you. My parents were divorced, and my dad remarried, and obviously he has more kids.
Okay.
So I do have twin brothers and a sister, a little sister.
I don't know. So rum or running a 10K, I feel like you could do both. So I have no idea.
She's never ran a 10K.
Never ran a 10K?
I never ran a 10K.
Okay.
I tried though. I tried to run 5K once, and it was a mess. You know this episode from The Office that Michael Scott would eat a whole plate of pasta? I did kind of the same thing, and it was a mess. I don't know. I overeat.
At least it wasn't a Ken Tanaka story, so you could go.
But yeah, I'm not a runner. I'm actually not a runner.
What's the next one? Let's hear it.
No, hold on a second. Don't blow us up. She brushed her teeth with rum.
I knew that he's gonna stop
Wait, I'm sorry.
Please explain.
I'm gonna explain that one.
Wait. By the way, I just want to explain. Rum is made out of sugar cane.
Yes.
So you're brushing your teeth with stuff
sugar.
that's the worst thing to brush your teeth with. So let's hear this.
Hold on. Before you say that is the word, have you ever tried Venezuelan rum?
Yes.
You have, Chris?
Yes.
Okay.
I know that you don't drink, but you used to drink before.
Yeah, I drink a little on very rare occasions, but I never had Venezuelan rum.
Is the best, and I have been trying rum from like 2 to 3 places,
Okay.
and I stick with my thing. Venezuelan rum is the best.
Okay, so why did you brush your teeth with Venezuelan rum?
It wasn't a bet or something. We were hanging out, and we just sleep over in the house, in a friend's house. Next morning, the water wasn't coming out. I mean. But you know this type of drink nights that you wake up and you still have like the
hangover,
tipsiness. No,
you're still
like,
drunk. Yeah,
with the same, you sleep and you're supposed to be hangover.
If you're gonna brush your teeth with rum, you're gonna be even drunker when you wake up.
But I didn't. I don't know. I was kind of drunk,
Yeah.
which is weird because you're supposed to sleep and then wake up with hangover. But no, you sleep and you wake up with the same drunkenness. I don't know if that's
that
a
means
word.
You did a great job getting yourself drunk.
You sleep, so you're like, why I'm so drunk? So
that's called a positive.
I mean, if I'm still drunk, I'm just gonna keep drinking. But I wanna brush my. That was my thought process. Like, but I wanna brush my teeth, but I wanna keep drinking. There is no water.
Of course, priorities.
No problem.
Yeah.
I'm gonna brush my teeth with rum.
Cool. Let's hear the next ones. I want to hear what else you have to tell me.
Okay. I used to be ashamed of how white my skin is. I know how to surf, and I don't want to have kids. What's the lie?
You don't know how to surf.
Wow, that's pretty good. That one you got right. I don't know how to surf.
I think you want kids, and I think coming from a country where
you say you
I think you do want kids.
I do not want kids.
You do not want
Wait, hold on. If you spot the lie,
the
the other two are the truth.
All right, sorry, whatever. Go back. Sorry, I was focused more on the skin thing. Is it because you come from a country people are usually darker?
Yes and no. I mean, there are a little bit of everything. The majority are like.
So why were you ashamed of having light skin?
Because I'm like transparent, dude. I mean, you can see the cable of this machine.
You know what? I never heard that great. You can see the cables of this machine.
Like you see all the the cabling. Yeah.
The veins, yeah, of course. Okay.
I like cabling better. Cabling sounds way better.
I'm gonna start using that.
I didn't.
My cables are bulging.
I'm like transparent. I used to be a little. But
you're no longer ashamed of it.
Not at all.
Okay, good.
Not at all.
Should never be.
Nah.
Whatever complexion you are, be proud of your skin.
Yes.
What's the next?
And the other one is I don't want to have kids. I'm a child free by choice. I don't. Never wanted.
I think you mentioned that to us in the Zion trip, but we had questions about it. Yeah.
No, I don't know. I never felt that passion or impulse of I'm curious or I want it. Never. In fact, my mom told me once that I didn't used to like playing with
baby doll.
No, that I will like rip them.
Don't have kids.
What about your boyfriend?
He doesn't want to have kids. That's why he's my boyfriend.
Okay. That's the only reason.
That was like one thing in the list.
No,
filter that like you have to be this with this. Those
most of the
filters.
time it's always opposite. Like the person that doesn't want to have kids and then it's the person who wants to have the kid.
Yeah.
You know, I feel that that's a deal breaker. I feel like those type of conversation in terms of relationship, you should talk about that
At the
openly.
beginning, yeah.
Like, what would be the things that are deal breaker for you, and revisit that every now and then because perspective, change.
Yeah.
But my perspective have been the same about kids. I don't want to have kids. A dog.
Okay. What's the next a dog?
Okay, the next three, let's see if you spot the lie. I slept on a tent for 2 weeks at the beach. I got drunk and pierced my nipples. I never been in a strip club. I know, and you know this one.
I know this one. You've never been to a strip club.
That's the lie.
That's a lie.
That's the lie. That was a beautiful experience.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
Wait, hang on a second. Wait, hold on.
So
The
the lie is that she's never been in a strip club. It's
Which means I've been to a strip club,
so
obviously.
what happens in Vegas is supposed to stay in Vegas, but she just brought it onto the podcast.
Well, just cut it out.
It was a nice little.
No. There's certain things we can't cut out because we need to use this for content.
Okay, so let's just say on a Zion trip, we ended the night at a gentleman's club.
All right, so if you want to cut this out, we will cut it out.
Yeah, because everybody wanted to go, and when I mean everybody, 16 ladies on the trip wanted to go to the strip club.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. When you go to a strip club, when you go with a bunch of women, you're gonna have the greatest time in the world.
It was fun watching them go nuts.
no,
and
exactly.
Greatest chicken wings that I ever tried in my life.
Listen, what's the spot that's in Secaucus?
AJ's.
Best buffet on Durham.
Really?
Yep.
Lunch buffet or dinner buffet?
Yeah, lunch buffet.
We're gonna get lunch sometime.
Yeah,
Buffet.
blue collar special they call it.
Damn, like, you got-
What is blue collar special?
The blue collar special.
Oh man. Okay, so let's go to the next one.
Okay. I used to wear red lipstick when I was a little kid,
Okay.
and I don't like making weird food combination. And I had a bat as a pet.
A bath as a bed.
A bat.
A bat as
Like
a pet.
A bat, like a
bat as a
Batman.
pet. Okay. I don't remember you eating anything weird in Zion, so maybe it's a food thing.
No, that's the truth.
That's the truth.
No, hold on. That's actually the lie. You spot the lie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There we go.
that's funny. Okay.
Wait, so how big was this bat?
It was it was about like a medium size, but he got stuck in one of these old school thing that you used to hang the clothes there to get
Yeah.
it dry. So he got stuck there. So we put him like a stool in that way he wasn't hanging. And every time, obviously I was feeding him and giving him water and everything. And every time that I was like gripping a little bit his wing in order to get it out, he will make this weird noise. Like
Why did you have a bat?
like this.
Well, she just said it was probably a bat. It was a outside bat, and it got caught.
It
in
was
the clothesline.
outside.
It got caught in the clothesline.
got
So
caught,
she was
and
saving it.
I saved him. And
Did
then
you ever free him?
absolutely, yeah. I don't know if he made it in like a long life, but I did my part.
Where was this?
What?
In
That
Venezuela?
was in Barquisimeto, Venezuela.
It was in Forest Hills.
There might be bats out there. you know?
There are bats
Yeah.
out there.
Seriously?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so that's spotlight. Is there another one?
One more.
Okay.
So I don't have a tongue piercing. I have one tattoo in my body, and my hair color is natural.
Well, I already know the lie because you said it when you walked in the door.
So what's the lie then?
You don't have a tattoo.
I don't have a tattoo. Yeah.
Yeah. We're in a tattoo studio. And she walked in and said, I don't have any tattoos. I want to get a tattoo. So yeah. All right. That's a good game. Maybe we incorporate that with into the show.
It is a good game. Wait, so you still have a tongue piercing? You still have the tongue piercing? Because you don't
No.
sound like you do.
No, I don't have a tongue.
You can when somebody has, you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
Because the way that they speak.
Yeah.
Remember when Mark had one?
Who?
A friend of ours named Mark, a guy, had a tongue piercing, and whenever he talked, he was like,
Where did
clicking
he have in the middle or in the tip?
In the middle.
in the middle.
Yeah.
And he will be like showing off. All
I
the
don't
time.
know. That was so funny. All right, so now I have a few questions for you.
Okay.
All right, so what do you do for fun?
I dance a lot.
What kind of music? And when you say dance, you just go out and dance, or just in your apartment. You have dance class.
I dance in my living room. Okay. I dance in my living room. I do karaoke in my living room. When I shower, I make it a whole ritual and dance too.
Don't hurt yourself, but okay.
Don't hurt yourself. For fun, I like taking care of myself as well, like skin routine, doing my nails, doing a little bit of self-care,
I feel like
love thing.
Self-care,
it feels so good.
Skin routine is going crazy on social media. Girls will be talking about something unrelated to skincare, but be putting on their makeup while they talk about it. That's like the new trend.
I feel the new trend.
Even AOC did that.
AOC did that?
Yeah.
I think they're all doing it. It's just a way to get more views right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
She's very trendy. I love AOC.
Pete, you know what is certain women will have like a really good makeup thing. It could be minimal or it could be, but people are like, oh, I like the way she do it, so that's why they do it.
Yeah.
Like, people are like, oh, I like the way you do it. Can you do like a tutorial on it?
I think the new trend is you do your makeup and then the person that is narrating is your boyfriend. So because they have no clue what are the tools that they are using, so it makes it a really fun video.
What are your goals and dreams?
Goals and dreams. Okay.
You can say professionally and personally.
Okay. I think professionally, obviously, being financially free without deal with micromanagement or working for somebody else, build my own thing, which I'm still trying to figure out what it is.
Yeah.
Personally, being happily ever after, like the movies. Being happy. I feel that being happy is a big subject because sometimes, I mean, my perspective is a choice. It's like you don't have to wait until something happens or until you accomplish something to. You can be happy in pretty rough situations. Trust me.
I just saw this. Yeah, you would know for sure. I did, with being in Venezuela, obviously things.
It's like if you're not positive, that's the way to survive. You have to be positive.
I agree. I just saw this Instagram meme or something that said, retirement age is 65. Average lifespan is 76 or 77. Why wait your whole life to get 11 years of freedom? And he's like, start having fun during the process. I'm like, yeah, well.
The little things.
Little things.
The little things.
It was, I mean, put things in perspective.
Yeah, sometimes it's difficult because things tend to be routine. And falling into the routine makes it sometimes I have to do this. It's not because I want it, because I have to. But then it's like a little switch in mind that you have to you have to, but you also can enjoy it while you're doing it.
I mean, that happens with everybody. Everybody falls into that routine, and that's what they stay. They stay in that routine their entire lives until, all right, it's time to retire and go about my life now.
Yeah. What advice would you give high school you, teenage you?
Oh, high school me. Don't drink that much rum, Isa.
Don't brush your teeth with rum. It's probably better advice.
Don't brush your teeth. That's my advice. Maybe take more, I don't know, courses, like certification or courses that are valid internationally. In that way, when I leave my country, I will be like, hey, I have this, and this is valid.
Right.
That would be a good...
I heard that's actually really big on LinkedIn right now.
What
Everybody doing certification, like getting certified in certain things, like Microsoft and stuff like that. Adobe, like a Photoshop, Lightroom. Like, because then, like, if you put it on LinkedIn and they see that you're doing it through LinkedIn, companies see it and you'll get more views that way.
Yeah, LinkedIn, and there are a lot of platforms that are doing the same. Udemy is another platform where you can get certified. I don't know. I'm not sure if college degree are underrated or overrated right now, but I think that it's important that you learn a little bit of everything.
That's American.
You know, have your plan A, B, and C. No, just stick with one plan, because if it falls down or you get scammed, then you're fucked.
What's your favorite part of Outsiders?
My favorite part I have three.
Let's hear it.
Three favorite parts. The first thing is the vibe of the people. Like, I don't know why every person that I've met there is like super good vibe and good looking people.
Really?
Yeah, of course. The second thing are the views as I was telling you before, I really enjoy the views.
The views of when you were hiking or whatever?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Because does that remind you like Venezuela? Like being down there, like seeing stuff like that?
Yes, it does. It does remind me.
Where
of
you were
Venezuela.
from Venezuela, there's a lot of nature around?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. In Caracas, there is one big mountain that is famous. It's El Ávila. I don't know if you heard about it.
Not yet, but...
There is a hotel, pretty popular, fancy, whatever, emblematic, that is in the top of the mountain. And you usually don't see it because of the fog.
Yeah.
Because of the fog. And it's a little chilly up there, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
The views there are beautiful. I remember done a lot of hiking in Caracas.
Nice.
And one of my favorite hikings there was one that after we reached the top of the mountain, you see to the left and you see the beach, like the sea, and then you see to the right and you see you can see the city. So it was like a half and half.
Oh, nice.
It was super nice. Yeah, I was into hiking before, but that's why when I knew about Outsiders, I was like, this is my tribe, this is my people.
I remember, I think the first thing you came to was Gertrude's nose, right?
Yeah, it was good.
How'd you
Shows
find
up
out
with-
about the Outsiders?
Yeah, how'd you find out?
What?
How'd you find out about the Outsiders?
I don't know. Probably scrolling down.
Yeah, social media.
Social media, yeah.
Okay.
Gotta say, you do a really good job with social media.
Try.
Cheers
I
to
forgot to post today. I got to post. What's the third thing? You said there's a third thing you like about Outsiders? You said...
No, I already named it.
you said, okay, cool. I appreciate all those. All right, so...
The third thing was meeting new people.
Yeah, that's important.
It was pretty nice.
Have you?
It is pretty nice.
Do you have a nice network in New York now, or are you still building?
I am part of a community called Corporate Pero Latinas. It's like mostly first gen, but there are also like people like me waiting for their documentation and stuff.
Okay.
Like they didn't born here, just move and start over. But I'm mostly first gen of Latina women that are in corporate America and share the same struggle of build in a career in a corporate America because it's a little difficult.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
But yeah, I have a lot of friends here.
What is your most embarrassing moment? I know you got a good
That's
one.
a difficult one. I actually saw that in another video. I was like thinking about it. Very few things make me embarrassing. I'm very...
Yeah.
I don't really care, especially after 30. You don't care about things.
No,
anymore.
yeah, she seems like she's real free about. She don't really give a shit about
Yeah.
anything.
I know. So
But
there's no
if I have
there's
to-
got to be a moment. Everyone has a moment.
Yeah, but that's hold on in Spanish. If I have to think, it has to be like when I was very little, because my mindset back then was like, oh, I care about what people think about me. that's another me. But it was, I have a meetup at home in Barquisimeto, back in Barquisimeto, and my mom was there. And it's supposed to be chill, like let's just hang out, drink 1 or 2 beers, nothing crazy.
What, a date?
What?
What was the date you said?
No, a group of friends
Oh, yeah,
hanging out
okay,
in the
yeah.
patio of my house,
Mm-hmm.
and it ended up not being chill at all. People were smoking. One friend threw it out in the living room. It's like, you have a whole patio to throw it out, and you went to throw it out in my freaking living room.
Throw up? Like he threw up?
He
Oh.
threw up in my living room. And another friend.
Well, that's not embarrassing for you.
Well, that was embarrassing because my mom was there.
Oh, okay.
And then I told her, like, it's gonna be chill, just a group of friends hanging out at home. I mean, it's gonna be fine. And one of them got so drunk that he went to my mom's bedroom and just not pass out, like fall asleep in the bed. And my mom was like, Isa, there is a guy next to my bed. What the fuck? Everybody was, I think I was a little tipsy, not drunk. So there's 3 levels of drunkenness. Well, I describe it as a 3 level. It's like the tipsy, like I'm happy, tipsy. There is like tipsy, but I'm getting there, like hello. And there is drunk, like you.
White girl wasted.
And there is the drunk. I feel like most of the friends that were in my house were like drunk.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was embarrassing. Sorry, Mom. I love you.
That was your nice. That's not that bad of a story.
But
Okay.
as I told you,
I can,
it's
you know, I can
difficult.
see if you growing up and your mom lets you have a party in your house, and dudes get so drunk that somebody throws up in your living room and the other guy passes out in your
That's
mom's
in your
bed.
mom's bed.
Yeah,
That's
no,
the problem.
yeah.
Man, I never seen my mom that angry before. Was like, I don't like those friends that you are hanging out. Why are you hanging out with them? They smoke drugs.
Smoke drugs. Okay, on to the next question. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you want to share about yourself?
Let's see. I'm into yoga now.
Nice.
I hurt my back not too long ago, and I have a herniated disc.
Oh,
now.
I know all about that.
Why? You have a herniated disc
No,
too?
I had surgery for herniated disc.
What?
But it wasn't just herniated. It was herniated, but it popped out too. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Okay, but you couldn't walk or something like that?
I couldn't sit for 2 months. I was walking with a limp. I started not feeling my left foot. But it was like it got worse. My advice to you, if I'm gonna give you advice,
Physical therapy is crazy.
all day. Do 3 times a day, 2 to 3 times a day. But
I'm doing physical therapy from Monday to Friday.
No, do it every day. Do it on your own.
Yeah, because paying physical therapy is like
do it on your
$80
own.
per session.
Exactly.
I'm not
Find out
paying
the
that.
exercise you need to do. Do them on your own. Do them at least twice a day. But also the body can reabsorb it. So I didn't have a choice because it was.
So how do you have the herniated disc?
Sports.
I got it. I think it was because I went to a phase of lifting weights.
It was from weights and sports. If you're not doing like corrective exercise and strengthening like core and certain muscles, then and you're lifting heavy weights, your body's not gonna be able to support that. And your first things to go is your.
I think posture as well. Like if you work in a 9 to 5 and you are like with this posture, it can develop. Even if you're not a very active person, it can develop a herniated disc. Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah, but if you're not active, it's because you're weak. Physically.
You know how? What was the the deciding point that I say I have to go for physical therapy and do for help, search for help? It was a night that I was with friends out dancing, and I couldn't twerk.
Twerking, God forbid you can't twerk, then you need to make sure you get help for sure.
Yes.
Wait, I'm sorry. I didn't have headphones. You said you couldn't twerk?
I was waiting for your reaction.
I'm sorry. I had that.
Chris not hear this?
I was adjusting my headphones.
She said the reason what made her realize she needed to get help and get checked out and something was wrong is because she went out dancing with her friends and couldn't twerk.
Again, priorities. I mean, you got to be able to twerk.
I couldn't twerk. I was like, what the heck is going on?
And you live in Queens where you need to twerk to get around.
Exactly. Everybody was going like down, dancing, and I was like, hell no, my back hurts.
Has it feel better now?
Huh?
It feels better now?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And now I'm doing acupuncture too.
Acupuncture is going to be good on the symptoms, but it won't solve the issue.
I know.
So,
I know. But if there is
I
a
didn't know
rough
that.
night where you twerk very hard, next day you get acupuncture and it will help you.
But physical therapy is the most important.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing physical therapy.
The last portion of our interview series is 5 rapid fire questions.
Wait, this is done?
Oh, well, 5 more questions for you.
Okay.
There's 5 rapid fire, meaning if I ask you a question, the first thing that comes to your mind, you answer. Okay? Don't think about it.
Are you going to give me options or is something?
No. It's whatever it comes to mind. So, for example, my first question is, what's your favorite city other than New York City?
Other than New York City?
Yeah.
Caracas.
Okay. If you could do any other profession in the world, what would you do?
Professional dancer.
What kind of like ballet or ballroom or what?
Like urban dancing.
Right, okay.
Professional twerker.
What's your vice?
My what?
Vice. So basically, what is like your weakness? Some people do drugs.
Addiction.
Some people eat addiction.
Addiction.
Not necessarily addiction, but like, what is your weakness?
Mierda.
Huh?
Weakness.
Like some people it's cigarettes, some people it's alcohol, some people it's food, some people it's.
But it has to be something or like a
What
thing?
What comes to mind?
It comes to mind like I'm still working on being a better listener.
Listener.
Oh,
well, that's working on yourself. But what's your vice? What is something that you can't live without? Like you have to have it.
Mierda.
Usually it's a negative connotation for vices.
Yeah.
I think chocolate.
Okay,
I'm very
that
addicted
could
to
be a vice.
chocolate. Like I don't know why, but I ate lunch and I want chocolate,
Yeah.
and then I ate dinner and I
Well,
want chocolate, and I get grumpy if
what
there's
kind
no
of chocolate do you like?
Milka.
Milk, like milk chocolate.
No, Milka.
I know, but what
It's a
kind
brand.
of milk?
No, it's a brand. Of
I know it's a
chocolate.
brand,
Yeah.
but I'm saying there's different kinds. Which one?
Well, I have been buying this Milka with crispy rice that
Yeah.
I'm addicted to it.
Yeah.
They're so good. I love it.
Okay. That's okay. That's your
I
vice.
love.
And
I
that's,
think-
that's a very common vice. Sweets.
Sweets is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can get very addicted to it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, sugar is addictive.
Yeah.
All right. What is your greatest fear?
My greatest fear.
Yeah. What are you most afraid of?
Not be able to travel,
Okay.
like being stuck.
Yeah.
Which I deal with that before. I feel that now I have it more under control because therapy.
You know
has-
what? Yeah, that's actually and that answer makes perfect sense based on where your situation you came from. You know.
It's like being stuck. It's like you want to have the choice, even if you don't have like the plan. Like I have these savings and it's gonna be like completely blocked because I cannot live. I don't have any plan right now, but I want to have the choice to
That's the
have
fear
it.
is not being able to have that choice.
Yeah.
To do
Yeah,
what you want.
don't be able to have the choice. Yes.
Yeah, I can understand that. I've never experienced that. The closest thing I can say I've experienced that with was when I went to Cuba and
Which part of Cuba you went?
Havana and Vinales. So I went to both those places. But we're flying out of Cuba. Meanwhile, there's no internet, there's no updates. We're in the airport. We go into the airplane. All of a sudden, these are planes like 1950s Russian planes, right? So you get in a plane and it's making some noise. They turn back. We have to fix it. We're waiting at the gate. We end up waiting for hours to find like we have to take you out of the airport. You're only allowed to be for a little bit. So we go to a local hotel where we end up getting a room. And it was me and my buddy Paulie and these two girls that we met at the airport. We end up taking shots of rum and just having a good time, making the best of the time we had.
Cuban rum?
Cuban rum, yes.
It's very strong.
Havana Club. So we had that. And then time to bring us back. So 2 hours there, we go back to the airport and like there's no updates, nothing. I'm getting worried about getting on this old Russian jet, and it was just like not knowing what was going on was stressful enough. And
You
again,
didn't know if you were gonna get out of there or not.
exactly. It already is like, I was a little nervous about going back to the States, having been there, even though, I have a European citizenship as well, which makes it okay. But so all these things were crossing my mind. But, that was only for, 10 hours, not even. So I couldn't imagine living that way and having that feeling. Okay. Last question. What's your favorite food and what did you bring us today?
Okay. My favorite food is empanadas.
Yes.
I love empanadas.
Okay.
Well done
I love
Venezuelan
empanadas.
empanadas. There are
So
a lot of versions of it, but
what-
Venezuelan's empanada, obviously.
What separates Venezuelan empanadas from like Argentinian or other
What's the
cultures?
what?
What's the difference between?
Oh, Venezuelan empanadas are made out of corn,
Yeah,
like corn mixture,
yeah,
and they're usually filled with a like a big variety of things. And we
Yeah.
put name to it. For example, if it's like a combination between black beans and cheese, we call it domino.
Domino. Okay, that makes sense. Domino.
If we use as a combination with shredded chicken and avocado, we call it reina pepiada.
What's your favorite?
Reina pepiada.
That what you got?
Yeah, that's what I got.
Let's go. Anyway, I know I told you I'm gluten free. This is gluten free as well.
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
This is gluten free.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
All right. Because I know
To answer your question, my favorite foods are empanadas and arepas.
arepas. Okay. Well,
What we have right now is arepas.
so arepas are more unique to Venezuela, right?
Yes.
Because
Let me-
empanadas are shared by
Well,
other
that-
cultures.
It's literally a South American thing, right?
It's
Isn't
just, I mean, every country have their,
They have their version
version.
of it. Yeah.
There's actually a common joke about it.
This is
Be-
chicken and avocado?
Yes, correct.
Amazing.
There is actually a common like joke about it because the rivalry is that correct way to pronounce it? Rivalry between arepa is from Venezuela or from Colombia. So it's like
Yeah.
so
So
it's
where's
like
it from?
Man, arepas are from Venezuela. From Venezuela. La arepa es de Venezuela. If you Google it, what's the first, like in the research, what's the first arepa registered in history? It will come out. The arepas.
What's funny, we had
What?
a Colombian friend of mine, Susanna, on this. It would be great to get you both on here arguing about that.
No, I love arepas from Colombia as well. Every country have their own version.
Yeah.
I mean, we call tequeños, which is like the here is like cheese sticks, and they're a little different though. But you know, every country have their own
Why is
version.
this
of
your
food.
favorite?
I like the mushy thing inside.
Like the chicken
The
and
chicken
avocado
thing.
mix?
Yeah, exactly.
So if I
feel
have to
like you-
describe this, it's corn arepa, right?
It's like a corn mixture that you mixture with water in order to make the consistency, and then when you do the after the consistency is done, you do this. If you're a pro, you do that.
Okay.
But if you're not a pro, you have to do it in the table.
Gotcha.
And like you use a little help. But
And the
Mom
inside is
usually-
like, sorry, go ahead.
moms usually go like this.
Yeah.
It's like,
Can you do that yet?
what?
Can you do that?
No.
Okay.
Honestly, all right, from my angle, it kind of looks like it's like almost like a falafel. Not falafel.
It's
I'm sorry,
difficult.
like
Like what?
like I can't think of the word right now.
Come on.
Like almost like a gyro type thing, where everything's squished together.
So what it is, it's shredded chicken.
Yeah.
It's almost like shredded chicken mixed with like an avocado spread. I don't want to say guacamole because it tastes like guacamole, but
You know what?
no, it doesn't taste like guacamole. It's avocado mashed with chicken in this delicious mix. I see onions. I see other spices in there. Cilantro is this one?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Not
It looks-
as much as guacamole. I feel that guacamole is a little bit more acidic.
Yeah.
Instead, this one is more like creamy.
Exactly. I agree. Yeah, this is really good. I like this. And you don't even need like, a lot of sandwiches and things you need sauces for. I mean, I see sauces here, but this is so,
don't need-
moist because of the avocado. It's great. What sauce is that?
Wasakaka.
Whoa, I love that name. Wasakaka.
Wasakaka is made out of the basis. I think is mayonnaise. Yeah, it is mayonnaise, and they put like a little bit of onion, garlic, and I think cilantro as well.
That arepa is amazing.
I know, right? If you close your eyes, you can. Oh my God, it's a
Wow.
whole.
Wait, so where did you get these from?
Hold on.
Yeah, I can see because you feel you're eating and you look like you're home right now.
Yeah.
This is so good. I love it. I got these ones from Classic Arepa, like 8-minute walk from 14th Street and 6th Avenue
So
Okay.
in Manhattan.
in Manhattan. Yeah.
Okay.
And how does it compare to the ones you've had in Venezuela?
Ooh, this is pretty good.
Really?
Actually, I haven't tried a lot of Venezuelan restaurants. I got disappointed before. Like,
I mean, I hear a lot. I hear a lot of people complain that they come over here and like this does not taste like the food from my country.
fun fact, when I introduced Venezuelan food to my boyfriend, he was in a shitty fucking restaurant and they didn't represent like good. And he was like, oh, I don't.
Has he had it again since?
And I was like, please erase this from your memory right now. Please, I can make sure that this is not it.
All right.
Some places out there, they don't.
This is good. I like the little grill marks in the arepa too. It's nice. Want me to save you some? Are you good, Chris? No, I'm good. All right. So,
Hold on.
oh, you have something else?
I got dessert too.
What is it?
I got-
Flan?
No flan. Quesillo,
Quesillo. What's the difference between flan and quesillo?
the name. No, hold on. I think, hold on. Wow, I'm such an ignorant. I'm not a big cooker. I think there is a difference in the preparation, maybe some ingredients. I'm not sure.
The texture looks a little bit different. It looks a little,
I think flan is different.
flan looks a little more fragile. This has more consistency. Well,
I don't know. That looks like flan to me.
I bring flan because it represents the first work that I did when I was in Venezuela. My grandma taught me how to make flans, and I used to have this bike that has like a little basket on the front. So I started making flans and then going around the neighborhood selling flans.
Really? That's what you did?
Yeah, and then spend that in Rome.
Oh, bro.
Wait, how old are you doing this?
No, it was like, I don't know, 16, 15 years
That
old.
makes sense. Makes sense. Brushing teeth with rum at 15.
Hold on, I bring something up.
Oh, my goodness. What's this?
It's supposed to be a cereal.
It looks like a cereal I had in France when I was a kid.
But I used to eat that without milk or anything. I used to just eat it.
Is that a Venezuelan brand?
Yeah.
Wait, so where
This
did
is actually
Yeah, see?
made in Venezuela.
did you get that up here?
I get it in the same place that I got the arepas.
Okay.
Classic arepas. You usually have like a little stand with we call it chucherias, which means candies.
Chucherías.
Chucherias, yeah.
This is cool. I feel like a lot of cultures have this style of
So you get
candy cereal.
You got the flips,
I got
and
it. I
you
got
get
it all.
a Toronto.
And what is this?
This is for Chris.
What is this?
Toronto.
What's chocolate, I guess, or caramel?
Can you say it?
Toronto. Basically, Toronto.
I thought that you were gonna say Toronto,
Toronto.
but no, you say you're good. Doubling your R's.
I try.
Well, I mean, we grew up in an area where it's predominantly Hispanic. So.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I speak French, but French don't roll their R's actually. So
No.
no, French don't roll their R's. They have this more throaty sound.
Yeah.
This is great. I appreciate you going all out. And
No, seriously, because
Yeah.
I mean, I could think of one other person who went all out.
who was it?
Samantha Dong.
Yep. Mhm.
she brought this.
No. She. I mean, yeah. Well, Samantha. As I said, Samantha. She's the one that just came to my mind.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
She went. Like she literally went to a spot to get like.
Each thing was one different place.
Yeah. Like she went to
Really?
a bunch of different spots
Wow.
and brought up a whole thing for. It was
That's
crazy.
amazing.
But it was also like everything was from her culture. She was Chinese.
Yes.
Everything.
Oh, I
but
should
she
have been
was-
here.
yeah,
And she
Oh,
does.
okay.
You know, if you don't follow, her, she has one of the greatest Instagrams in
Yeah.
the world. Like her shit is funny as hell.
What's her name?
Samantha Dong.
That's
Sam. What's her Instagram? Sam Dong. Something like that?
I don't think Dong's in there.
But yeah. So
Samantha Dunn.
she did a great job with
With the
bringing
food.
forward. So
The
everything
whole
was from,
catering of
everything was from her culture, with the exception to the dessert, which was this amazing chocolate chip cookie from
Chip City?
Maman or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried the Chip City cookies?
What, Chip City? Not yet.
No.
I don't think I have. No.
I love Chip City cookies.
I gotta try it out.
That's pretty good.
But cheers to this, and thank you for coming. I loved. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers to arepa. Where is arepa from?
Arepas from Venezuela, right?
Yes, claro que sí.
Claro que
I don't know. I heard it's from Colombia.
sí.
Okay, I mean, I went to a whole explanation about it.
Are you kidding me, Pams? All right, guys. Listen, thank you so much. You're actually so entertaining to interview. We'll get this up there and make sure we'll tag you. But also thank you for sharing your story about your
Of course.
your immigration here and what happened, how you did it. I think it's important for others to hear it because some people might share the same story and be a little shy about it, and they'll be willing to share it
How
now.
embarrassing, yeah.
So thank you, and we'll have to have you back one day when we do second rounds.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right,
Thank
guys.
you so much for having me.
Thank you.